We live in a world full of details, yet most of us move so fast that we barely notice them. Our phones, routines, and busy schedules make us blind to the little things around us. But observation is a superpower. It helps you notice opportunities, read people better, and sharpen your memory. When you build strong observation skills, the world opens up in a completely new way. In this video, we will go through 9 powerful exercises that will train your mind to slow down. Notice more and truly see the world differently. Understanding observation. Observation is more than just looking. It's about noticing details, patterns, and hidden meanings in everything around you. When you train yourself to observe, you begin to notice things that others ignore. This is not only useful in studies or work, but also in relationships, creativity, and personal growth. Great detectives, artists, and scientists all share one thing: sharp observation skills. The more you observe, the more you learn about life. Practice mindful awareness. The first step in sharpening your observation skills is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness means paying attention to the present moment without distraction. For example, when you are eating, don't just swallow your food while watching TV. Instead, notice the taste, texture, and smell. When walking, pay attention to the sounds, colors, and movements around you. By practicing mindful awareness daily, your brain becomes more alert and sensitive to details you normally miss. Practice mindful awareness. The first step in sharpening your observation skills is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness means paying attention to the present moment without distraction. For example, when you are eating, don't just swallow your food while watching TV. Instead, notice the taste, texture, and smell. When walking, pay attention to the sounds, colors, and movements around you. By practicing mindful awareness daily, your brain becomes more alert and sensitive to details you normally miss. Exercise 2. Pause and scan. Our lives move too quickly, and because of this, we miss important details. The pause and scan exercise trains you to stop for a moment and notice everything around you. For example, if you are at a cafe, instead of scrolling your phone, pause. Look at the design of the table, the expressions of people, and even the small patterns on the walls. When you do this, your brain activates its detail-oriented mode. Studies show that people who consciously scan their surroundings improve memory recall by up to 30 to 40%. This small daily habit can make your brain sharper than ever. Exercise 3. Question everything. Simply observing is not enough. You must ask questions. When you see something, don't just accept it. Ask why and how. For example, if someone is checking their watch again and again, don't just ignore it. Ask yourself, why is he doing that? Maybe he's late. Maybe he's anxious. Or maybe he's waiting for someone. This habit of questioning builds critical thinking and deeper awareness. Leonardo da Vinci became a genius because he constantly asked questions about everything he observed. By doing the same, you'll begin to see hidden layers of the world. Exercise 4. Observe colors and shapes. Most of us move through life noticing only big things, like buildings, people, or cars. But we ignore the small details that shape our experience. One of the best ways to sharpen observation is to focus on colors and shapes around you. Why it works. Colors affect mood, emotions, and memory. Shapes tell stories about design, culture, and even function. Training your eyes to notice them develops creativity, focus, and memory retention. Example: Next time you walk into a room, don't just see a room. Notice how many shades of color are present. Are the chairs circular or square? Is the wall pattern symmetrical or random? Even something as simple as a coffee cup can teach you observation. Its shape shows practicality. Its color may reflect a brand or culture, and its texture can change how you feel holding it. Practice drill. Sit in your room for 1 minute. Look around and try to identify at least 5 different colors and 3 different shapes. Close your eyes and recall them. This small drill builds visual memory and helps you pick details that others miss. Exercise 5. Active listening. Observation is not only about the eyes, it's also about the ears. Many people think they're listening, but in reality, they're just waiting for their turn to speak. Active listening is one of the most powerful observation exercises. Why it works. When you listen carefully, you notice tone, pauses, word choice, and even hidden emotions. This makes you better at understanding people, building trust, and recognizing opportunities others miss. Example: suppose your friend says, "I'm fine." A normal observer accepts it. A skilled observer notices the tone was flat, or the eyes avoided contact. This means something deeper is going on. Practice drill. Next time you have a conversation, focus completely on the other person. Notice not just their words, but also tone, pace, and emotions. After the talk, recall 2 to 3 things you noticed that weren't directly said. This practice doesn't just sharpen observation, it strengthens relationship. Exercise 6. Keep a daily observation journal. Why it works. Writing strengthens memory. When you record your observations, your brain shifts from passive noticing to active remembering. This makes details stick longer and helps you connect patterns over time. Many scientists, inventors, and artists, like Thomas Edison and Leonardo da Vinci, kept journals to capture their observations. Please example. Let's say you go for a walk and notice a flower growing through a crack in the concrete. You might write, "Small yellow flower between gray concrete." People walked past but didn't notice. The contrast made it stand out. Writing this down may later spark an idea about resilience, beauty, or design. Practice drill. Carry a small notebook or use your phone. Every day, write 3 unusual things you noticed. At the end of the week, reread them and see if you notice any patterns. This habit will not only sharpen your eyes, but also develop creativity and insight. Exercise 7. Notice body language. Why it works. Communication is only 7% words and 93% nonverbal. Tone plus body language. That means you miss most of the meaning if you only listen to words. By observing posture, gestures, and facial expressions, you can understand what people really feel. Example. Imagine someone says, "I'm confident about this." Words equals confidence. Body language equals hunched shoulders, avoiding eye contact. Result? They are nervous, not confident. Noticing this gives you a huge advantage in communication, relationships, and even business. Practice drill. Next time you're in a group, silently observe people. Notice how they sit, where their eyes go, how their hands move. Match it with their words. Are they aligned or opposite? This small exercise trains you to read between the lines, making you a sharper observer of human behavior. Exercise 8. Play observation games. Why it works. Games make learning fun and effortless. Observation games challenge your brain to focus, remember, and spot differences. They sharpen both short-term and long-term memory while improving attention span. Example, play spot the difference puzzles. Watch a scene in a movie, pause it, and recall the small details, like colors, clothes, or background objects. When traveling, challenge yourself to remember the number of shops on a street or the sequence of billboards. These small games train your brain to pick details faster than before. Practice drill. Every day, play one 5 to 10-minute observation game. Challenge a friend or family member. It makes the exercise more fun. Track your progress and see how much more detail you notice after a few weeks. Exercise 9. Practice reflection. Why it works. Observation is incomplete without reflection. When you take time to think about what you observed, your brain organizes it into lessons and insights. Reflection connects details with meaning, and meaning turns into wisdom. Example, at the end of the day, sit quietly for 5 minutes. Recall moments. A smile from a stranger. What did it make you feel? A small change in your workplace. Why was it made? Something unusual you saw. What could it mean? By reflecting, you don't just see the world, you understand it. Practice drill. Before sleeping, recall 3 things you observed. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this? Write 1 insight in your journal. This makes every observation meaningful and long-lasting. Wrap up and motivation. Observation is not just a skill, it's a way of life. When you learn to slow down, notice details, question deeply, and reflect, the world opens up in ways you never imagined. You become more creative, more mindful, and more connected to people and surroundings. So the next time you walk outside, don't just look, see. Don't just hear, listen. Don't just pass through life, experience it fully. If you practice these 9 exercises daily, your observation skills will grow sharper than ever before. And with sharper observation comes deeper wisdom, stronger relationships, and more success in life. Powerful ending. At the end of the day, the greatest gift you can give yourself is awareness. When you train your eyes to see beyond the surface, when you train your ears to listen beyond the words, and when you train your mind to question and reflect, you stop living on autopilot and start living with purpose. The world is full of beauty, lessons, and opportunities waiting to be noticed. Don't just pass through life blindly. Open your eyes, sharpen your mind, and live like an observer. Because those who truly observe truly understand, and those who understand truly succeed. So start today. See the world differently, and you'll discover that life was always more colorful, meaningful, and powerful than you ever realized.